Okay, I'm back. I don't know, maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Kind of depends. Um, the good news is the when I left here, everything seems to be in order here. So, uh, yeah. And in fact, I am going to let's see something here. Okay, actually, let's okay. So I'm gonna get to work here. Now that everything seems to be working okay, I think. Um, let's see here. Okay, so so this okay, actually I need to oh, I could have just did that, but here, let's open both of these. No, that's not what I meant to do. Open a text editor. So I can have both of them open. Perfect candidate, the silver ticket. Okay, Hubert walks around his home, checks out various spellbooks and scrolls his papers, and then goes to his crystal ball. And after going through a few candidates, he tells them Judge Thomas from Cerelia that happens to be our realm. John is walking home from work when he stops at a convenience store and tries to figure out. Hubert tries to figure out a way to send a Quicksilver ticket to John. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to open up the old version. Let's go to favorites and let's open another instance here, which is really cool that Redot can do that, and probably Godot can do it too. Let's open older projects, and uh, now the deal here is I need to find. Okay, so we got Hubert Home. Examine the spells and scroll books, crystal ball. Uh, God's hats says a few magic words. Ticket appears. Okay. All right. So okay, where's it at? It's up here. Here. Because we're gonna take all of these and I'm gonna copy them directly. And I'm gonna end up changing the names and the file names and the IDs and everything. Hmm, let me think of something here for a second. Okay. Hebert picks John, decides to send out his favorite candy bar. Okay. So I want all of these ones. It'll be kind of tricky too because I have to make sure that I pick the right ones here. So we're going from Hebert Home 7, and we're doing that here. Okay. 7 and 8, 9 and 10. Okay. Shirley 1, 2, and 3. And I have these kind of like these first ones are kind of in order, but I have some other Cerulean ones which are Zanzibars. So I always have to make sure that I'm picking the right ones. Portal appears in front of them inside a train cabin. Okay, so Cerulean 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, those are those ones. And then Hubert, going from Hubert 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So those are the ones I have to copy over. And copy over into the main room thing. And um, let me think for a second. It's I have the title. Let's see. So, let me think. The title. I don't have to make a title for everyone. I mean, I do have to have a title because I have the field. The field, display name so that you know which one it is. Um, and the title can be anything though. I mean, I can put the title up if I want to, and then not worry about it being in the description or anything like that. So, um, okay, so we're gonna basically have to do some retrofitting here. So we're dealing with Hubert 7 through Hubert 14, and Cerulean through Cerulean 5. Okay. Okay. So let us go into this. Now, let's go to redrop projects. Let's open this in a new tab. Then I can go back in here. I can go back into rooms, and then the older projects tab. It's gonna be this one, I believe. December, right? Date modified December. Those are October, August, December 2025. Okay. And then these are the rooms, the time. And I probably also want to copy the um actually I need to check the script code that loads in. Um okay. Actually I could have picked it over here on the side here, but this will be fine. JSON name. Okay, actually let's go to layout room. Let's go to create create room data, okay, chapter and all that stuff. Create from JSON. JSON name, file name exists. Okay, so it's going to be in the layout tool then. Still. Um, I'm not sure what's going on here. Input event. Selection. That's not really what I'm interested in. I don't know. Something I'm missing something in my head. I don't think we have substring anymore. We don't. 000. New ID. And interesting. Interesting. Where is... Okay. I am... Clicked. I'm wondering if there's any reason to have a problem with the way... Like, if I make a new room... Get room children... Huh. Okay. Back to layout room. Door destination find. Door 2. That's kind of interesting the way these doors, they don't have spaces now, which is, I think, is how I programmed it, I guess. Right? Oh, if it doesn't find the hyphen, search for a hyphen. Um, Okay, so that only has to do with the doors. Find this and door 2. If it doesn't find the hyphen. Okay. So that's really the only thing I have to worry about the hyphen is the door dailies. So unless if I don't have a hyphen in the name, okay. I mean, that should work. That means everything should work. Okay. So, Hebert Home 7, 7 to 14, Cherulia 2, 5, that. Copy. Let's go over here. Paste. And that's kind of okay. Now, I wanted to go in and copy the layout. Hebert Home 7 to Cerulean 5. So I want to go into right, 7 down to Cerulean 5. Copy. The reason I want to do this is because I want to keep the layout intact. So I'm doing that by doing this. Now, let's go back up to here. Let's go to layout tool data. Let's just go ahead and paste. Okay. And what we're going to do in the editor is, in here, is we're just going to reload the scene. And hopefully I'm not going to get a bunch of errors. Might get error. Well, no. Uh, let's see something here. That, not there. Not there. Label. Now that, okay, so this is here. Okay, so so I have it set. If there's label in there, it can still take it in, right? It's not going to save it as label anymore, but if it's in there, at least I have code that will look at it and use it. Okay, that's good. That means I should be able to just reload save scene, and there shouldn't be a problem. And in the 2D editor, this grouping of these rooms should be somewhere in the scene. Hopefully not overlapping too much, so I can move them around, but we'll see there. No errors there. Let's go to 2D. Let's zoom out here. Yeah. Oh, nice. Nice. That means these are right up here. Okay. I can select all these, and we're going to move it down. We're going to move it, I don't know, somewhere over here. And we're going to clear everything out so I can see what's going on when I hit save room data. And it's just doing it, and it's fine. Now, of course, in the main game, I don't have any link to it, which I'm gonna have to put a link to it somehow. And okay, so the question here is, can I just put it in directly? I can still. I'll probably still somehow obey the proper naming convention, but um, see here. See, it looks like almost like I can get the one thing done today, and that's good. Okay, so let's check this out. Hubert goes for help. Perfect candidate right there. So what we want to do is we want to take these here, shift. Now it's not going to flow right away because I want to see what it looks like if I just add it in, and then we'll decide if okay. Where's it at? All right. So we're gonna drop this down, and um, should I drop them in? I think I'll drop them in as like I'll add a door that will go there, and then I'll set this door to this one over here. I think that's how I'll do it, and we'll make this choice here. So if we go into, where's it at? Door specs. We copy. Control C. We go into here. We get Control V, and then what we do is we do 2, and then what we do is destination is 0. Here. Let me see, what is it? 002 Hubert Home 7. Rename. Okay. Hubert Home 7. That. We do that. Okay, and then this one down here, of course, is the ID. Copy. Let's go over here to Shirley 5 here, and we're going to go ahead and add a door. We're going to add this door, and I am going to go ahead and set it to, oh, silver ticket. Control Z. That's not what I meant to do. Doggone it. Control X. Dang it. Control B. Copy. Control V. And we're just gonna do that. Caves. And there is your, and this is gonna be 2. That. And I'm going to say room data. See? And see how it works? So, so that means that right now, if I play it, it's going to be hidden, and I just do them through 2 basically. So when I play it, everything is cool. Everything is saved. Scene reload, save scene. Chapter, new chapter. That's okay because I didn't have the chapter before, and it's called title now. In fact, let's check that out real quick. This is our main guild. This is our main rooms. Let's go to Hubert Home 7. See what it looks like. Title, new chapter. That's fine. Everything is fine. It's called title instead of label. So, and it saves it correctly, and everything works correctly, which is good. Okay, so the next thing to do is just to kind of test the let's test the playthrough here real quick. So we have a play test real quick here. Welcome to Enchanted Lands. Get magical vacation, slay a dragon, rescue a princess, become a great and powerful wizard, or stay at one of our many fine hotels. Anything is possible. At least that's what the brochure says. Enchanted Lands, the magical resort kingdom, is not doing so well. The king seems to be acting strangely, and the Enchanted Enterprise has been bought out by Enchanted Holdings Inc. Administration has closed the various magical training schools, and dark presence has returned from banished realms. Is there no one can solve these mysteries? Will the schools ever reopen? Will there be any more stupendous vacation deals? And I put stay tuned before, and I decided to cut that off. I don't know if that's the stay tuned part would, I might not even have it in the deal here. Shadowlands Magical Resort was sold to a mysterious figure by the ruler of the kingdom. This figure named Max has systematically closed down most of the resort. Many people have disappeared, including both citizens and tourists. Ever since the king closed down the resort, he's been acting strangely. Chief advisor and friend to the king, the wizard Hubert, after seeing him, goes home to prepare to get external help. Hit 1 to continue. Chapter 1, Hubert goes for help. Hit 1 to continue. A perfect candidate. Hubert walks around his home and checks out various spellbooks, scrolls, and loose papers, and then goes to his crystal ball. After going through a few candidates, he settles on John Thomas, who from Cerulia, that happens to be our realm, who's from Cerulia, that happens to be our realm, okay. John is walking home from work when he stops into the convenience store. Hubert tries to figure out a way to send a Quicksilver ticket to John. Now, I'm going to hit 2, even though 2 is not in here. It's because the choices are baked in the description. So if you don't show it on there, nobody's going to know that it's there, but it's actually there. So if I hit 2, then it's going to go to my older pages. So let's check that out. Okay. Hubert picks John, decides to somehow send a Quicksilver ticket via his favorite candy bar. Pulling 3 hats from his head, he rearranges them and puts them back on and says some magic words. A book called Unicorn Sign Language for Beginners appears midair before changing to Beauty and the Beast, then disappears. Hit 1 to prepare to send a Quicksilver ticket to John. Okay. Now this might actually be combined with the existing one where he picks John. So I might actually add this in there as part of the page. Okay, so we hit 1. Here was 3 magic hats on his desk, and there's also sits a large box which almost looks like a safe with a little door. On the front of the box, there's a small label which reads Magic Mailbox 001 of 100, a property of Halfway Hubert. Hit 1 if you wish to use the Magic Mailbox. Hit 2 if you wish to use a spell or 2 to send John his silver ticket. Okay, you do this. 1. Hubert pulls open the door on the box and puts a single silver ticket into it, and then says the destination out loud: John Thomas, Cerulia, Beniwaki Chocolate Bar. Oh, inside the wrapper. Hubert then just waits. While gazing at the crystal ball, Hubert notices John working at the library. Hit 1 to continue. While working at the library, John is putting books back on the shelves when he notices a book that has fallen on the floor behind them. He picks it up, noting the hole it left in the bookcase, and proceeds to put it back. When it seems to jump out again, he does this a few more times before reading the cover, which says Unicorn Sign Language for Beginners. Hit 1 to attempt to put it in another section. Hit 2 to take it to the reference desk. Okay, so we're going to try 1. He mutters something to himself about no wonder a book about sign language doesn't belong in the fairy tale section. No wonder a book about sign language doesn't belong in the fairy tale section. So then he moves to the Readout 4.4 stable has just been released. So I might be upgrading to that soon. I don't know how much different things are going to be. Hopefully not that much different. But I might just do that. I might have to upgrade everything. Most himself about no wonder a book about sign language doesn't belong in the fairy tale section. He then moves to a how-to section and attempts to put the book in there. Still, the same thing happens. He still has some work to do today, so he puts the book into his cart and finishes his rounds. Hit one to take the book home with you, and that's really the only option right there, I guess, uh, to take it home. Um, While at home, John proceeds to read the book through. After reading it a bit, he's confused and amused because of the diagrams. John returns to work the next day to a pretty uneventful workday. On his way home, John stops at his local store for his favorite candy bar. Upon opening the wrapper, he notices a silver ticket inside and pulls it out. Flipping the ticket over, he reads the words on the back. Wanted to continue. As soon as John utters the magic words, a portal appears in front of him. Inside the portal is what appears to be inside of a train cabin with various people sitting. Being utterly amazed, John decides to step through, and then the portal closes behind him. Meanwhile, a dragon is seen in the skies above Enchanted lands. Hit one to continue. Now, as far as that, I'll no longer need that little sentence that alludes to the next section because it's going to be a chapter break. So that means even though the next chapter is about that, uh, I won't need to do that. So I'll have to do a little bit of work. Um, I'll have to think up a unique title for for each of these pages, uh, and something more descriptive than Hubert Home 10 or whatever. And then I'll have to make sure that they flow together, remove what I need to remove, and then I'll actually essentially can call that done, which means I will have gotten chapter 2 done. Although 15 minutes till 3:30, which is really where I'm supposed to stop for the day. We'll see how far I get. So now uh goes meanwhile dragon scene. Okay. uh oh, okay, so I forgot to oh, this will give us a chance to here, let's do that. Oh, what am I thinking? Door specs. We don't have caves of dragon mount here. The caves of dragon mount aren't here. That doesn't mean I won't have it later, but it's not in this part, so I can make this one uh save it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and rerun it, and we're gonna kind of speed up a little bit. One, start, welcome to Channel Lands. Here goes for help, candidate. uh Down scan. Oh, what am I doing? What am I? Wait a second, something not right. What did I do here? Where's the door specs here? I probably have some sort of switch around here. Choice two, oh, of course, what am I thinking? Let's start it over again. One to start, there. Hubert goes for help. We want two because this is where it branches, and I don't have a thing saying. I mean, I could put it in there, I guess, for temporary, maybe. But I have to put it somewhere like by itself, maybe underneath the hit 0 to quit or something. Uh, Hubert picks John. Okay. Uh, in the quick start. Okay, this time we're gonna choose option 2, which is if you wish to use a spell or two to send John a silver ticket. Okay. 2. And honestly, I need to probably set up that Hubert only has half of his magic, which I haven't really done. Maybe because I probably because I reduced everything, to the 20, and then uh, I'm just picking stuff out. So I have to at least let you know what the deal is. Half of his magic has been stolen, and by a woman he used to love, and now she's with Max, who's the bad guy. And so I have to set up. I have to find a way of setting up things so it makes sense. Okay, going over to the bookcase behind the crystal ball, he selects a book entitled Professor Zorlin's Hat Magic Compendium. He takes the book over to his desk and opens it somewhere in the middle and thumbs through a few pages. He notes two spells, Object Translocation and Clone Conjure. Hit 1 to cast the Object Translocation spell, hit 2 to cast Clone Conjure. Let's go to Clone Conjure. Here he decides to try Clone Conjure spell and conjures a ticket on his own desk. After running to the crystal ball, he notices that John has a ticket, but something is off. The ticket doesn't appear to contain a Quicksilver. Doesn't appear to contain Quicksilver, but the message on the back seems intact. He then attempts to cast Object Translocation. Now, I did this deal where you can do either or in any order, but you end up doing both of them anyways, and that's what kind of gives you agency. See, this isn't a real full choose your own adventure game. This is just a choose your own style interactive story, right? It's an interactive story right now because um it's necessary because I'm eventually building an adventure game off of it. So I'm not gonna have like the dead ends and the things because they probably wouldn't end up inside they wouldn't end up in the later games. So basically, it's still one thing. It just makes you feel like you have agency because you get to choose the order in which you read it. So the order in which you read it, um, and then of course later on I'll have puzzles. It'll have a text parser. It'll have it'll have the full blown thing. The rooms will be real rooms and that sort of thing. But we'll have to see if we can get through phase 1 first. So keep your fingers crossed. Okay. Okay. So hit 1. Okay. Placing a Quicksilver ticket on his desk, he grabs his hat and then says a few magic words. The ticket appears. As he's looking into the crystal ball, he sees John opening his favorite candy bar with nothing in the wrapper. He then does the same thing again, only this time the ticket is partially visible inside the candy wrapper. On closer inspection, John notices only half the ticket exists. Hubert then waits for John to respond. Okay, we hit 1. Um, on his way home, John stops at a local store for his favorite candy bar. Upon opening the wrapper, he notices part of the ticket appear inside, and then he flips it over. Flipping the ticket over, he reads the words on the back. Looking at the words on the back, he realizes it's not complete. As he's pondering what to do, another ticket appears inside the open wrapper. This looks to be intact, but different that it doesn't appear to have any silver in it. So after flipping it over, John recognizes the same words as the partial ticket. Now holding both the non-silver and partial tickets, he reads all the words off the back. He wanted to continue. As soon as John utters the magic words, uh, a portal appears in front of him. Inside the portal is what appears to be the inside of a train cabinet. With various people sitting being utterly amazed, John decides to step through, and the portal closes behind him. Meanwhile, Dragon is seen in the skies above Enchanted lands. Again, I won't need that because of the way I'm doing it right now. Okay, so when to continue. The silver ticket. Okay. Now, of course, this is my reconstituted original version, right? As John goes in, he scans the inside of the store briefly and goes directly to the Benny Wonky display. John grabs the chocolate bar and then pays for it and leaves. And after opening, he sees a silver ticket inside, pulls it out, reads the front print around the edge, and the portal opens. John steps through the portal into what appears to be a train cabin. He notices a beautiful young woman in the front. The beautiful woman is grabbed by a short, fat little man as the train cabin starts tumbling, causing John to fall. John awakens in the forest without leaves and spots Hubert approaching him. Hubert introduces himself and tells John to follow. They both start walking. Okay. All right. So that means it seems to kind of flow kind of okay now. Um, Now I need to figure out. Let's see. Do I? I probably should do this like. I should pull out some way to draw it and then like write my notes, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and go to my notes. Let's not do that. Let's go to here. Let's go to the new tab. Favorites. Okay. Docs. Design notes, I think. It's design notes. 282K. That's my biggest file here. And we're going to go all the way down to the bottom. Okay, that's actually where I was ending here. Let's go ahead and let's copy this line. And I'm just making this big, long, huge, ugly file that nobody's going to be able to read, even myself, in a few years. Okay, so let's see for a moment. Okay, what was I going to do, actually? I don't remember what exactly I was going to do. I was gonna make a like a to-do. Well, they do. I guess I don't put the to-do list in my notes. I don't think. Let's go ahead and close that. Let's I probably have a couple of to-do lists, things to do. November 2025. Create a save button layout tool. Only modify rooms get saved. I actually did that. Allow the number of lines in the room panel to be set from variable. Didn't need to change. Remove the code that resets the labels based on ID. Or possibly vice versa. Resize boxes to accommodate titles. Create a save button layout tool. I still have that to do. We won't worry about that. What we will do is we'll add a couple more things here, which is let us see. Okay. Okay. So the one thing, okay, so the one thing I want to do is make sure people are introduced. Hubert. Might call him Harold again. I don't know. Okay, so originally called Hubert Harold. His name was Halfway Harold, and I realized that I had chosen the same name as Harry Potter, right? Harold, the first names, and that's really the only similarities. I was not thinking of Harry Potter at all. I just realized that after Harry Potter, the movies had come out because I've never read the books, so you know, but I did see the movies, and so Harold must have been in my mind with Harry. Harry and Harold must have been in my mind. So I called him Harold for a while, and then I realized that I did that, and then I decided that I needed to change it when I started putting my notes in because that's a little, you know, maybe I shouldn't call him Harold, And at one point, also, after I had realized that before, I was going to make it into sort of a little joke, little Easter egg, or I don't know what you call it, a little in joke, little little joke where at some point he'd say something like, um, "My last name used to rhyme with Potter, or used to rhyme with Potter because that's see that ruins the joke, right? But used to rhyme with Trotter, but I wanted to avoid copyright infringement, so I changed my name to Halfway Harold. So now the idea being that his actual name is Harold Potter. It's a joke. The Potter part wasn't even what I was going to do, but I thought of the joke. I was thinking, huh, Harold, Harry, they're the kind of the same name, or one's the kind of the shorter of the other, sort of. Um, and I was going, is people are going to think I'm copying Harry Potter? And I was going, well, maybe I should just make it a joke. And so that was my joke. My joke was that his last name kind of sounded like Potter. Maybe it was Potter, but he wanted to avoid any kind of copyright infringement, so he changed his name. And so the reason it's called Halfway is because he got half of his magic stolen from the love of his life, the the evil witch Violet Moonshadow, who now happens to be with Max. In fact, that was actually kind of part of their plan. Part of their plan to get Hubert or Harold out of the way was to take half of his magic. And there's I could go on with the actual story about how I was gonna have this deal where they she got half of his magic because they got married, and so half their magic is given away to their spouse, and she was gonna go, and then the way he was gonna get it back is because they had signed a prenuptial agreement, which meant that his half of the magic didn't have to go to her in the case of divorce. And I realized I'm doing family friendly stuff, and even though it's not strictly like taboo or whatever, divorce. I didn't want divorce in my thing. It's a fantasy thing for all ages, appropriate. It's not necessarily for kids specifically, but it's like, kids might be playing it, right? Might be watching it. Maybe they're playing it with their parents or something. But it's still not specifically a kids story or kids, deal. It's just all ages, right? Everybody can play it. I think it's the best. I think all ages appropriate stuff is kind of the best way to go because everybody can play it, and they can get it on their own level. And so parents can buy it. You won't have to buy it. It's probably going to be released for free, but they could get this game for their kids, and the kids can play it them without me teaching them something that I shouldn't be or whatever. You know, I kind of made that kind of this rule that I wasn't gonna put any of that kind of junk in it, broken families and all that. So I kind of changed it to where it's customary for a wizard to give his spouse part of his magic, and and it's not a thing that they have to do now. And so what happened is Violet convinced him to give her half of his magic early, and if you're in love, right, sometimes logic goes out the window, right, and common sense and stuff. So that's basically what happened to Harold or Hubert, and so I changed it and anyways, basically she gets half of his magic, and then she works for Max. So that was part of the plan. So part of the plan was that. Anyways, I don't know why I went off on that tangent. Uh, I know it doesn't mean getting work done, so we're gonna go back to here. Just to just to say that I'm still thinking seriously about changing it back to Harold, halfway Harold, um, halfway Hubert. It could still be Hubert though. I mean, I'm not really. It just means I can't make the joke. I can't make the Harry Potter joke off of it, which I mean it's probably fine. Um, so okay, make sure people are introduced to Hubert. Um, to halfway here. Halfway is sort of like a nickname, but he sort of takes it on as his first name. Halfway Hubert. In fact, I think originally everybody was going to call him Halfway, and they didn't know why. Nobody knows why until one day, maybe John asked him, "Why do they call you Halfway? Isn't it is Hubert? Isn't Hubert your name?" And he says, "Well," and then expounds the story about how they stole his magic and stuff. Okay, make sure Hubert are introduced to halfway Hubert. In fact, his magic is only that he has only half of his magic, or half power, or whatever you want to say. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Okay, so that should be my to-do. What else? Let's see here for a second. People are introduced to halfway. In fact, he only has half of his magic. Um, remove references to meanwhile text. Okay, we're gonna do that. Combine new new pages and old pages where they flow cleanly. Okay. I guess I don't know. I guess that's really all I should do on my. Oh. Okay. So this is my to-do list right now, and I don't even know why I really need a to-do list because really all I need to do is clean this up. Oh, I do know that rename all the old pages and add chapter data. Remove all the, not the old pages. What do I want to say? Rename. Oh no, rename all the old pages. Add chapter data. Okay. So that's the thing I have to work on. I don't know if I should quit now or if I should go ahead and go on till 4. Who knows? Maybe I can get this done. So let's go ahead and check something here. A perfect candidate. Needs to be it's from Cerulean, which are okay. I'll leave that. Well, earring in its crystal ball. Hubert spots John. This is John is leaving work. I could probably leave. Okay. Now I haven't really saved anything just yet. Check this out. Hit 1 to prepare to send a Quicksilver to John. Okay, let's check out this one. Honestly, I probably don't need this one if I have this one. Okay, let's do something else here. That's all right. We'll leave that. Uh, let's go to. We're just in rooms, right? Okay. This actually occurs in chapter one, so that means that all of these ones have to be renamed. These old ones have to be renamed, but I won't worry about that just yet. And also, I don't know if I'm gonna do the hyphen. Maybe I will though, because maybe they'll each have a and maybe title or subtitles over the two parts of it or something. I'm not sure. What am I trying to do? Oh, a perfect candidate. And let's call these. I could just put these as T's. Hebert Home 7. He walks around, checks his various spells, sales on John Thomas. John is walking home from work when he stops into. What's wrong? He stops in a convenience store and tries to figure out a way to send a Quicksilver ticket to John. See, I had that replay buffer working. Good evening, Rook. Um, I have the replay buffer thing on, but I haven't really like recorded anything or anything of note. I mean, I guess I could do a little something here. Uh, okay, let's just do. Oh, that didn't make any sense. That's the last 5 minutes. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Okay, a perfect candidate. Walks around his home, checks various spell books. Going through a few candidates. John's walking home when he stops in the convenience store. He tries to figure out a way to send a Quicksilver ticket to John. Okay. Um, Hubert picks John. Arranges them. So we can delete pulling 3 hats from his head. He rearranges them, put them back on, and says some magic words. Uh, and honestly, I almost can. Actually, where's the perfect candidate here? Candidate. Uh, okay, let me pull up 8. Okay. All right, let's actually we're gonna actually remove here. Let's go ahead and actually put this here. Then disappears. Control C. No, that's 8. Let's go ahead and let's put that in here. There we go. Pulling 3 hats from his head, he rearranges them and puts them back on and says some magic words. A book called you appears in midair before changing, then disappears. Hit 1 to continue. And then let's just go directly to Hubert Home 8. Like that. We can also save this. And then I'll reload. And 7 will be sort of in limbo. It won't be really in limbo, but it'll have 2 lines to 8. So let's reload save scene. Okay. So see what I mean? Now, that being said, it's still choice 2, right? Okay, so it's still choice 2 instead of choice 1. And I'm going to play it 1. Perfect candidate. So, okay, so here we go. He walks around his home, checks various spell books, scrolls, and loose papers, and then goes to his crystal ball. After going through a few candidates, he settles on John Thomas, who from Cerulia. That's weird. I thought I modified that. It happens to be from around. Oh, I must have. Okay, I must have not saved something. John is walking home from work when he stops at the convenience store. Hubert tries to figure out a way to send a quick software ticket to John, pulling 3 hats from his head. He rearranges them and puts them back on and says some magic words. Okay. So let's do a thing here. I'm going to put this in the next line there. And we're going to save it, room data. Okay. And then we're going to go back in here and we'll go ahead and reload, which is all right. Okay. That'll be all right. Who is from Cerulia? Which happens to be our okay, and then we're gonna save data. Load. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So we are going to remove 7. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and play it again and then go through it. Okay. So 1, 1, 1. Hubert walks around his home, checks out various spell books, scrolls, and loose papers, and then goes to his crystal ball. After going through a few candidates, he settles on John Thomas, who's from Cerulia, which happens to be our realm. John is walking home from work when he stops into a convenience store. Hubert tries to figure out a way to send a quick silver ticket to John. Pulling 3 hats from his head, he rearranges them and puts them back on, and then says some magic words. A book called Unicorn Sign Language for Beginners appears in midair. before changing to Beauty and the Beast, then disappears. Hit 1 to continue. I'm going to hit 2 because I'm going to go to our new thing to see how it flows. He puts his 3 magic hats on his desk, where also sits a large box, which almost looks like a safe with a little door. On the front of the box, there is a small label which reads Magic Mailbox 001 of 100, property halfway Hubert. If you wish to use the magic mailbox, hit 2 if you wish to use a spell. Okay, that flows fine as far as I'm concerned. And so that means I'm going to go ahead and remove, I'm going to go ahead and remove 7. So we're going to delete that. Delete. I don't have delete in the deal, but I don't know. I don't know if it works that well. You know, maybe maybe I can try it sometime, but I don't want to mess with it right now, really. So go layout tool data, and this is older projects, right? Okay. Let's open in a new tab, and let's go to layout tool data, the current layout tool data, and let's go to delete that. Hubert Home 7, delete. Okay. And let's just go ahead and scene reload. Which one are we on? This one. Okay. Reload save scene. Actually, let's go ahead and close this because this is just confusing me anyways. Okay. That's good. Okay. And let me take the meanwhile text out. And let's see how the last page kind of flows into the last 2 pages flow into each other. We'll do this. Nope. This one, does this have a meanwhile? No. This has a meanwhile, though. Meanwhile, save room data. Okay. And now let's go ahead and we can actually close these. Close without saving. 7, we're not using saving. Just did that. I'm doing that. And the introduction thing, I'll do that in a second. Okay, so now let's go and so this one is Cerulean 5, and then of course silver ticket, the silver ticket, Cerulean 5, and let's bring up the silver ticket here. Okay, Cerulean 5. I'm not going to worry about the chapter thing just yet. See, as soon as John utters the magic words, a portal opens in front of him. Inside the portal is what appears to be the inside of a train cab and various people sitting. Being utterly amazed, John decides to step through. Then the portal closes behind him. Hit 1 to continue, 0 to quit. Okay. We might combine this too. If John goes in, he scans the inside of the store briefly. Okay, so basically what we have here, and I do have it backed up, but basically so I'm going to remove this part because the portal opens. Okay, so portal appears in front of him inside the portal. Okay. Actually, what's funny is this is no longer the silver ticket page. The silver ticket page is... That's interesting. Unless I keep it. If I keep it, I can keep it. And what does this one say? Inside of a train cabin. Okay, so he steps in. Huh. Yeah, you know, this isn't going to be called the silver ticket anymore. I don't think. So I'm removing the thing that has to do with the silver ticket. In fact, I can actually call a perfect candidate the silver ticket too. All right, let's do something here. We're just gonna go ahead and knock this out. Um, Actually, let's go ahead and here, and honestly, I can just remove this. That's what I can do. As soon as John utters the magic words, it's almost time for me to quit here. Come on, come on. As soon as John utters magic words. Control C. Okay, so we're just gonna put it here. That's what we're gonna do. As soon as John utters the magic words, a portal opens in front of him. Inside the portal, what appears to be the inside of a train out various people sitting. John decides to step through. Um, let's do something here. Let's take this. Being utterly amazed, John steps through the portal into what appears to be a train cabin. Beautiful woman is grabbed a short, fat little man. As the train cabin starts tumbling, causing John to fall. John awakens in the forest without leaves and spots your approaching. Okay, let's assume this is good here, and then we also need to open up I think Cerulean 4. Where is Cerulean 4? Okay. And we want this to be a door to T, the silver ticket. Silver ticket. Okay. The destination is 001 T dash the silver ticket. So, okay. Now, reload save scene. And Cerulean 3. Cerulean 3. So let's go into the door specs here. And let's just go to, instead of Cerulean 5, it's 0 or 01 dash T underscore T dash the silver ticket. Let's see room data. So now 5 here. Save it. There's that. And then now we can go back and okay. Reload. Okay. So wait for. Okay. So this is where I'm gonna go ahead and try to. Should I remove this? Yeah. That might not flow right though. Okay. So this here says he reads the words, and this here also says he reads the words. Okay, good. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the thing where, okay, this is 5. We're gonna remove 5. Now I'm gonna do a check here. Okay, where is 5? 5 is gonna be gone, and I'm not gonna delete it. I'm gonna have this deleted. So let's take this and let's remove that. Valid property or key during load on base object null instance. That's kind of okay because we save room data. So deleted meta file. We reload save scene. Okay, let's do something then. Cerulean 5 is gone. Cerulean 5 metadata is gone. That's good. I still have this null instance thing here. Okay, nothing there. That's fine. And that's fine, right? Okay. So now what I need to do is I need to do another quick run through here, and I should be about done for today. I still have to, redo the thing. Okay. Unicorn sign language. As soon as John utters the magic. Oh. No, no, no. That's right. What am I talking about here? Let's do this again. 1, 1, 1, 2. He puts 3 magic cats on the desk, sits large box, almost a safe. Let's go to magic mailbox. Let's open the door. Solar ticket. Working at the library. Put books on the shelves. Take the reference desk. John decides to take over the reference desk and asks if and asks if they've ever heard of this book. After replying in the negative, the reference librarian tells John he could probably take it home. Then hit 1 to start heading home. Proceeds to read the book through. After reading it, he's a bit confused and amused because of the diagrams. John returns to work the next day to a pretty uneventful workday. By home, John stops at a local store for his favorite candy bar. Upon opening the wrapper, he notices a silver ticket inside and pulls it out. Flipping the ticket over, he reads the words on the back. That works because the other way, well, does it work? I don't know. I think I flubbed somewhere along the line, story wise. No. The magic mailbox. That's right. The magic mailbox that goes everywhere he wants to go. The only thing that's the messed up is the spells. So this is fine. Everything's fine. He reads the words. As soon as John utters the magic words, Paul appears. Blah blah blah. Beautiful young woman, etc. and so forth. And then chapter 2, the twin brothers. And it looks like we're good. Okay, so my final thing that I've got to do today then is I'm going to go ahead and modify the door specs. So this this can be deleted. This one is choice 1, that, and then that is probably all right. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and save room data. Okay, and then let's do the thing here. You know the thing. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, and now I still have to do the renaming thing, which I will do, I guess, on Monday. Depends. If I don't get a bonus stream in here somewhere along the line. But it looks like I guess I can call it a day. Here, let me go back to my to-do real quick. And let's go ahead and close that and close that. I haven't done the introduce that. I've done that. I haven't. Okay. Like this, and we'll put this under here. Like so. And then make sure people are introduced to Halfway Hubert. That deals half his magic. Rename all the old pages. Oh, let's see something here. Just the replay buffer, and then I could probably stop the replay buffer, I think. Okay, and I'm gonna do my really brief recording thing here, so just give me a second before I actually sign off. So we'll start recording. Today is Friday, December 5th, 2025, and today I managed to almost get chapter 1 finished by copying some old data that I had in there and blending them together. And all I have to do is rename these and make sure Hubert's reintroduced, so which I'll be doing on Monday. So yeah, that's what I got done today. Okay, and so I want to thank you all for stepping in, listening, whatever, watching a little bit for a while and stuff. And I will probably see you on Monday, although there's a small possibility tonight, over the weekend, who knows, that I might get a bonus stream in, because I occasionally do that sometimes. Because just I want to do, like, I have these few things I need to finish up before I actually start on the next thing, which is, the next thing is actually chapter 2. You know, so once I got everything squared away, renamed, and proper or whatever, then then I can work on chapter 2, and maybe I'll get that done before Monday. So we'll see. Anyways, if I don't see you before then, I'll see you for sure on Monday, pending some natural disaster or some surprise appointment that I didn't know was supposed to be there. And so, yeah. So thanks for watching. Thank you for watching part 2. And I'll catch you the next time. And we'll get to work on part 2. It's good. We're going to have a couple of these things. A couple of deals chapters because of the work that I already did get done. So I'll be able to do some of that. Anyways, see ya on the flip side.